Hey guys, it's Tombox.
And Nishi, what's up guys?
Don't you just love it when we're here together?
Both of us in a video yet again.
Don't worry, I'm going to have moments where I look at you really deeply.
all moments with
all moments.
We're just going to stare into each other's eyes the entire video.
Okay, so today's video is Yu-Gi-Oh getting too expensive in 2020?
Yes. So let's take a step back. Let's look at 2019.
Yeah, okay.
2019 was quite a good year for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
in
really
terms
cheap.
of like affordability for a lot of players. There were very low barriers to entry. I mean, we saw reprints like the cards in basically the Megaton stuff.
Yeah,
right.
really
We saw
good.
like all of those cards were just reprinted, and they were relatively cheap. You could pick up like a meta deck for $100-$150, and
Yeah.
it wasn't too bad.
And funny thing is, because they announced a lot of those cards early,
Yes.
it just made it so that the stuff that already existed also tanked right away.
Right. Yeah. If you know that a card is going to be reprinted, then that kind of like drives the price of the card down as well, because people don't want to like pay too much for a card that they know is going to be reprinted.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
that did help. But go ahead.
But if you look at what we have now, look at all the... Okay, we have a lot of variety in terms of the top few decks. Like, things that have been topping recently.
Yes.
We've got Spirals, we got Heroes, we got Shaddoll's, Altergeist, we have Rockets, Salamangrates, Infernoids.
There are so many different decks that are topping. And the thing about all of these decks is that they all have a number of really expensive cards in them that you need to play in order to be competitive, in order to be top tier.
Yeah, and I don't know what I can really say about that. Usually when you get a lot of variety, prices technically, or usually rather, tanks down. Like everyone can try a different deck at like, you know, not like a crazy cost. No, you have to sell your kidneys.
Well, I mean, theoretically what happens, right, is because if I have only two different decks that are top tier, every single player wants to build one of those two decks, so it drives the demand and then therefore the price up. But theoretically, if I have like 8, 10, 12 different decks that could top, we should see the prices kind of average down, and we should see, you know, each one a little bit less because there's theoretically less demand for any individual deck. But that's not really what we're seeing happening here.
Yeah, I don't even know why. If you actually break down some of these decks right now, we have Heroes, they have Adusted Golds. They're over like, what, $100?
They're $125.
What's wrong with this game?
And I mean, like, Heroes are a good deck.
Okay, they are
but
good.
I wouldn't say they're tier like 0 or tier 0.5 or anything.
Nope.
They're just like a solid deck this format.
So they have Adusted Gold, they have Liquid Soldier, which is also really expensive, and Malicious Bane.
Right. So
How much are you dropping for an average deck like that?
Yeah, you're spending. I mean, like, admittedly, Adusted Gold, Malicious Bane, Liquid Soldier, they're only like one-ofs in the deck theoretically, but that's still like a couple $300 on like a few cards for the deck, right? And you still need everything else.
Shiny cardboard, worth more than
Also,
gold in weight.
Max rarity heroes with like Ulti Stratos, Ulti Dark
my
Law.
God. Okay, we're not going that far. We're playing budget here, guys.
But like the point being that even if you do want to play like the budget builds, you want to play with like the common Stratos or like anything like that, you still have to drop the money for these expensive cards.
Yeah, or else like you're not playing the most competitive version, and there is a huge gap between the power of like having your full combo and not having your full combo. Imagine like just trying to build a board. It's like, oh yeah, well if I had my negators, you would have lost.
If I had Appaloosa, I could have negated 4 cards.
Yeah,
but instead I'm gonna end on
one Boral
load.
Not good.
I mean, other decks that we're looking at where you kind of have these like really expensive cards in order to play them. I mean, like just very recently with Shaddoll's
Invokes.
Right, we've seen all of those invoked cards spike up. Like we've seen like the Alistair Link monsters now like $40. We're seeing
really, holy
yeah,
God, I didn't even know.
Invocation, like the lowest rarity, the super rares are $35. Even like the main deck Alistair is a $5 card. I remember throwing those into bulk, and it's just like insane.
I duck mine out of my bulk.
And then we have like Spirals. You need to pay for that set of Magician Souls because
I mean, you can play without it.
It's just. I mean, you can, but are you topping with Spiral if you don't have Magician Souls? Maybe. Absolutely. Come on. Maybe you could do it. For us average players, I don't think we're doing that. And then
you can do it at locals.
Sure. But then again, you could play like Ghost Tricks and top locals.
Okay. But like if you look at even the anti-meta options.
Yes. Okay.
Altergeist Subterror.
Yes.
Your barrier of entry is like actually a bit more expensive than some of these meta decks. You need a lot of extravagance. They're sitting at what, $120 each.
$120.
Right now.
That's $350 to play anti-meta, and that's assuming that you just got the rest of the cards for free. Like you still need to spend money on like all those back road cards, right? Like you have to throw like a few bucks here and there, and it like adds up. So you're looking at spending like $400 to $500 for an anti-meta deck. Like what's going on?
It's okay if you look at like if you put a pie chart up, your deck is like 90% pot of extravagance.
Yes. Literally, that's 95% of the cost. And then this tiny sliver here is Altergeist cards.
That's basically how it is.
That's insane. But then at the same time, guys, we also have like cards that have to be played in every single deck, or in most decks,
like,
that are still expensive.
Side or main deck.
Right.
Or
So
extra deck.
I mean, like really notably, right? We have cards like Appaloosa, which like every single combo deck has to play.
I was so happy to pick that up from my sneak peek packs, and then I also picked an extra one up for a friend for 70. And I thought I thought it was expensive at the time.
Wow. I've sold all my secrets. I have my prismatic, and I have to use it, but I don't want to use it. I'm scared.
But you see the problem, like Appaloosa, like a card that is so generic and provides you with like safety, negation. Everyone needs to have this card because
absolutely.
It's just, I thought you made a pun there, like Appaloosa.
Absolutely. Okay, so how about Lightning Storm?
Oh, the most recent
Lightning Storm. Most recent thing. We're looking at $130 right now.
Potentially even higher.
Realistically, okay, I don't want to say too much, but realistically, I would not be surprised to see Lightning Storm hit 170, 180,
no,
maybe 200.
We're censoring this part out. We're just going to inflate some more prices.
No. But I mean, looking at the most recent results from the UDS, everyone's playing it.
Is it in everyone's side?
It's basically a staple in the side deck or the main deck.
Main deck?
Yeah, I'm seeing people like main deck copies of this card just because you can blow someone out and then kill them.
Okay.
Right?
Like,
so
goodbye
I mean, like,
back row, goodbye control deck.
Exactly. So I mean, if Lightning Storm is gonna see that much play, given that it was short printed, it's harder to pull. It's from a recent set. Lightning Storm is definitely gonna be like probably the most expensive card that we've seen in quite a while.
Yeah. I haven't even gotten my set yet. Shout out to you, Jesse. Thanks for the hookup.
I have my set. I got 2 of mine at sneak peek.
But you also got a prismatic one.
I have 3, but I don't want to play my prismatic, so that's okay. But anyways, so other like generic cards that maybe aren't like the same price point, but we're still looking at cards like the BLS Link Monster where you're having to pay like $60-$70. IP, basically like a staple Link 2 monster that everything's playing, is like a $45, almost $50 card for an Ultra.
Shadal players, you guys are lucky. You guys don't have to play this card.
Yes.
You guys are lucky.
Yeah, they don't play IP, but they have to buy Invoked.
And Appaloosa.
Millennium Eyes Restrict, is another one. Not everything has to play it. Like you can get away with playing the Thousand Eyes, but anything that's kind of playing Instant Fusion, I think, plays Millennium Eyes Restrict. And then even side deck cards, we're seeing those kind of cards like get up there in terms of price. So like
Evenly matched,
definitely. Infinite Impermanence, Artifact Sanctum even is like a $15 to $20 card. You're looking at like $50 for a set of Sanctums.
So right now, the average price of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh kind of starts at $500.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
And,
if you want to play a top tier deck, you have to be spending like $500 or $600. And that's not to say that you can't do well without these cards. Like you don't need to play Lightning Storm. There are alternatives. But to give yourself the best chance, you got to play it.
Yeah. Feels a little sad. You just activated my trap card.
It's true. You really wanted to use that.
I just really wanted to use that. Okay, but look at last year.
Yes.
Last year, everything was a lot more affordable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's so many more reprints.
Yeah.
Let's just look at Pankratops.
Mm-hmm.
Got reprinted right into the ban list.
I mean, then again, Pankratops was also a common at the beginning.
And then they boosted it up, and they boosted it up, and then they boosted it all the way into the limited range. Perfect.
Well, I mean, I think Salamangrate was kind of the thing that started it, because you could play just like the Salamangrate structure deck, and at the beginning when they had like triple gazelle, you didn't need to play mining.
No.
Like I think the earlier builds actually didn't play Signet mining, so you
didn't
could
need it. You had 3 lady debugs.
Yeah, so you could play Salamangreat and it was reasonably budget, and it was kind of like that first like really low barrier to entry deck where everyone could pick up Salamangreat, anyone could play it kind of like right off the bat. It had Ash Blossoms in there too, like you didn't even need to buy the Ash Blossoms separately, which was really cool. And then like it kind of rolled on from there with like the Megatins. We saw like the Thunder Dragon stuff. We saw a Multi-Faker, even though it was limited.
Hey, DZ said it got better because it got limited.
Yeah, sure. And then like the Danger Engine too, which is being splashed into a lot of things, and yeah,
things got really cheap, really fast, and actually made a lot more people come back to the game because it was more affordable. If you wanted to play like the Danger Thunder Dragon, it was. Well, I guess you didn't get to play the first variant because that was really
not
expensive.
the earliest one,
but like the later variants, everyone that wanted to play it really just needed to get some Megatins.
Yeah, easy.
But now, why is everything so expensive?
Well, I mean, there are like a couple of different reasons. So I guess like one of the big things that I kind of want to talk about is the idea of value displacement.
Okay, let's bring that up.
I mean, so like if we look at kind of like the core sets, right? So like Rising Rampage, Chaos Impact, we're actually seeing very minimal cards from those sets, like archetypes introduced in those sets, becoming relevant to the meta.
Yeah, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah, like let's look at the top meta decks right now. Like Heroes, nothing's from a core set.
That's from Battle Legends.
Yeah, Battles of Legend or like their older cards.
Or like the hero set, like from like the subsets, whatever.
Yeah. Shaddoll's, everything's in the structure deck, or it's really old.
Or it's in a subset because it's the Invoke stuff.
Or the Invoke stuff from the subset. Spiral's really old archetype. Most of the things are reprinted. And then the Magician Soul is from a side set.
Yeah, like from Duelist packs.
Yeah, stuff like that. Luna Lights, that's all older stuff, but I believe most of that stuff's available in common. Or it's the Time Thief stuff that you can also get common.
But it's also subset too, because of the Yellow Martin and all that stuff.
Yeah, Yellow Martin, Serenade, that's subset. And then Salamangrate's structure deck, Rocket's structure deck. Like, there's just so little, I don't want to say little value, but like the key cards that are coming out of these core sets are kind of like the staples. Or like those just like individual cards. And like if I look at a set like Rising Rampage, the only good card in Rising Rampage, in my opinion, is Appaloosa.
Yeah.
Right? So naturally when you're opening boxes of Rising Rampage and you need to like resell cards, the only card that has value is Appaloosa. So I want some insane value from my Appaloosa.
Yeah, it's like 3 Appaloosa in one box. You know, 2 of your secrets and the prismatic. Play set done. God box.
If only. Or
tell that to Team Samrex. Maybe he can pull a God box. Like
Sam challenge. Or like even like Chaos Impact.
Yeah.
Chaos Impact was an okay set.
Hey, they had more value in there. There
was more value, right? Yeah. But we had Seifert, which is a good card.
That's a good card. Skill card.
But the most expensive card in Chaos Impact was IP Masquerada. Sure, and that's an Ultra.
Sure wasn't the Salamangreat guy?
Pyro Phoenix. Guys, I remember when Tombox... Guys, side note. So Thomas was doing the
initial analysis.
The set analysis, and he was like, oh my god, Pyro Phoenix is an amazing card. This is going to be a $40 to $50 card. And I remember watching, I was like, Thomas, I don't think Pyro Phoenix is going to see any play whatsoever.
There you have it, guys. Nishi criticizing Tombox live in a video.
Didn't you also said sales pitch was going to be like a $40?
Dude, I still legitimately believe sales pitch is going to see play in the future.
Okay, guys, buy out sales pitch for Tombox.
Buy for me. Guys. No, I honestly think the sales pitch is still a good card.
I mean, it's an okay card.
I mean, if a deck searches, you need Super Poly, you got Super Poly, no problem.
Yeah. It's not horrible. Okay. Yeah, so we do have an announcement from Konami, and that is, well, the Konami in Germany thing, and that is that theoretically, in main sets, short prints aren't going to be taking place anymore. So we're gonna see.
Do they have any clarity on that? That's the thing that I really want to know. Is like they said that they're not gonna short print anymore, but what aren't they gonna short print? Like it seems vague.
Well,
is it just main set? Is it subsets? Is it tins?
I believe.
Is it? Are they gonna go into their print files and then just make sure that all the ratios are the same and then hit the randomize button? I don't know.
I don't know exactly how it's gonna work. I just know that I believe that the exact wording was that it was going to be evenly distributed for all of the different secret rares in the set, or like all the ultra rares in the set.
But that's for main
for
set.
core sets. Yes. So I mean, looking back, like the thing about like about all of the short prints that we've seen is that they're really, really short printed.
The ratios definitely have gotten worse over the years.
Yes.
Okay. The worst probably more like the more recent time was probably Brio.
Yeah.
Like Necros Brio from the Secret Forces.
Rest in peace, Oscar.
Yeah. Sorry, Oscar. Yeah, it was like 1 per 5, 1 per 6 box for 1 Brio. Luckily, in that set, you had other cards that were also short printed, so you could actually pick those up, which would be the Valk, the Trish.
Yeah.
And those, if you pick those up, those are still value for you, because you still needed those. Especially the Valk. Valk, man, that thing held value for a very long time.
Well, Valkyris, after Brio got semied, then Valkyris was the one that jumped up to being like $80 to $90 a piece. Yes. That was pretty fun.
Good for me. I already had the whole deck.
So did I.
Good value. But like the thing is, like the rates went back to like kind of normal. Like there wasn't as crazy of a short print. Like maybe like 1 per 2 box. But recently,
yes, over the last while, it's been really bad. Like, so like. In the core sets first, let's look at like Pot of Extravagance or Phantasme.
That's good.
Whereas normally we would expect to see 3 of each secret in a case.
Yeah, like we bought multiple cases before, and you usually get that kind of average.
That's what you expect.
Yeah.
But from these shorter printed secrets, we're seeing even less than that. So we're seeing cards like Phantasme or Extravagance or Infinite Impermanence. These are like 1 or 2 copies per case, which is really, really bad. Like, you have to buy a case, and you can't complete a playset, or you can't even get close if you're just pulling the 1, which is insane. And then, even in the side sets, right? Like, Malicious Bane and Adusted Gold are probably the most notorious ones, where we're seeing 1 in, like, 4 to 5 boxes. Like 2, maybe 3 per case. And this is like, do I have to buy 4 boxes just to pull 1 Adusted Gold? That's ridiculous.
That's $60 to $80 depending on where you get it down the drain.
Yeah, exactly.
Gambling, guys, or gambling for kids.
Well, I mean, you played TeleDAD format. Was it that bad before?
Well, Dark Arm Dragon was pretty bad.
Dark Arm, okay.
Dark Arm was pretty bad. We're looking at like 200 to 300 for Dark Arm Dragon.
Don't complain. You guys don't have to play TeleDAD.
Yeah, you guys don't have to play TeleDAD. That was expensive. I personally spent like $1,200 on that particular deck alone.
Well, okay. Shonen Jump Crush?
No,
card?
see, that's $1,000. Okay, that's $2,000 on top if you want to play Shonen Jump Crush. But like even for like Gold Crush was a $300 card. One per case.
One per case.
One per case.
Gold series,
yeah. 1 per 2 case. I don't know.
So, oh really?
It was really awkward. So it was a $300 gold rare card.
And it's a gold rare. It wasn't even nice.
It was ugly, okay? But hey, it wins games. The opponent just loses the moment you get Sangan Crush. But so the difference between my TeleDAD, I didn't have Crush card, so I lost to the guys that did have Crush card.
Okay, yeah, so, that's fair.
So my deck was only 1,200. Their decks were 1,500.
Wow, must be nice.
So it felt really
Thomas
bad.
was the poor Yugioh.
Yeah, basically.
While you can afford Dark Arms, you can't afford Crush card. What's going on here?
Dude, Jump doesn't pay that well. So, like the price range was like, okay, TeleDAD, Lightsworn. Because GB was the cheap deck. If you couldn't afford Lightsworn or TeleDAD, you played GB.
You played GB. Well, yeah.
It's not a bad deck either. It has a lot of powerful cards like Cold Wave.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Doesn't let TeleDAD play. But we were looking at like Solemn Judgments, like because there was only the. I guess there were different prints of it.
This is before. Okay.
So yeah, it was mainly like only MRD, and that cost like that's like a $40 ultra that you had to play 3 of.
Sure.
And E-Tellies, those were 3 of, but that was also really expensive. Allures were also 3 ofs, and that was really expensive. Destiny Draws was a 3 of. Malicious was a 3 of. Look at all these 3 ofs that are like just the highest rarity of each of those sets.
Yeah.
And then that's how you build a really expensive deck.
Amazing.
Not
okay.
that bad now.
So, what are we expecting from in terms of short prints moving forward? Like for this year,
Well, okay. The next set, Code of Eternity Code, will not have any kind of short printing.
Okay,
because that's the next main set.
That's true.
But
we have the new rarities.
Yeah.
Right. So we have the new rarity distribution. So instead of 8 secrets, we're getting 10. I believe we're going to like 12 ultras, and then it's like 24 super rares.
See, this can go either way right now. If those super rares are all good, which probably won't be.
Realistically,
probably not.
Well, realistically, none of them are gonna have everything is good.
And like even if you buy like a box, you're not getting all the supers anymore.
Yes,
that's just not gonna happen.
That's true. We have like 24, 26 super rares in a set. Each box, you're gonna have 18 supers, right?
You're not finishing any sets. If any of those,
you're not even guaranteed a card. Like if you're looking for a super rare, you're not guaranteed that super rare.
It could not even be there. So super rare value probably will go up, which is kind of okay. That's cool. And we don't have any rares anymore.
Yes.
So you actually have more commons in your box. So commons are becoming even more worthless, whereas the super rares are gaining in value. Here's the problem with like the ultras and the secrets. It's just that because those pools are also larger now, the issue would become if there are more bulky ones in there and you pull those, then the ones that are worth more are going to be worth quite a bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, even let's assume that they are evenly distributed, but it's a bigger card pool of secrets that you're choosing from.
Yeah.
So in any box, as opposed to before, it would be like, theoretically, there's 8 secrets. I have 2 secrets per box. I have a 1 in 4 chance. Now it's a 1 in 5 chance of getting any given secret rare. Yeah. Assuming that we still get the 2 secrets per box.
I hate thinking about all this math.
Yeah, this isn't Thomas's strong suit. I'm the one who works at a bank. This is my area.
I work on making things look good.
Yeah, can it work on me?
I'm sorry.
Hey, before the wedding, you have to do something.
Don't worry, you're my MC. We got this. This guy's my
MC. Okay, so...
But what about, like, the upcoming set? Dual Overload.
Okay, yeah, so... I mean,
are they gonna short print there?
Absolutely. Okay, so
you're saying absolutely.
I'm saying 100%.
Needle fiber.
Okay, so if I were...
Clipper facts.
Yes. So if I... Okay, so I think, like, main sets, no longer short print. Side sets, 100%. Like, all of these side sets, reprint sets, Battles of Legend, Dual Overload, we're seeing a ton of short prints all over the place. If I were Konami, I would make needle fiber 1 or 2 per case. And needle fiber is such a strong card. It's such a good card. Everyone's going to want to play it. Everyone's going to have to buy a case of Dual Overload just to play needle fiber.
See, maybe they'll do the whole Pankratops thing, Everybody gets it. Sure. You get a needle fiber, you get a needle fiber,
no problem.
Everyone gets a needle fiber. And then they'll put it right on the ban list just to get rid of it.
I mean, like, they could do that. They could.
Vote for Team Tombox.
Okay, no, but if it's the players deciding, then they're voting for you. But I mean, okay, so what's another example? 6 cents.
Yeah. Oh, that was
6 cents. When that card came out in the Joey's World.
Yeah.
Right? Joey's World was
I almost threw it out. Because it was a comment.
Yeah, he didn't see that. He didn't see that it was added to the ban list as limited, and Thomas was like, 6 cents, isn't this card banned? And then he was gonna throw it out. And I was like, Thomas, it's illegal now.
That was one of my more embarrassing moments. It's a comment. What the hell is this? I only bought 1 Joey's World too, so I got really lucky.
What a sack. Okay, but like the thing is, 6 cents. They knew that it was going to be banned. Like it came out, even though it was legal for that like tiny sliver of a format.
That was great, Dragon.
Yeah, but we knew it was going to be banned. It had to be.
Yeah, it was broken.
It didn't make sense to stay in the game, right? But
roll 5 or 6.
But they
draw 5 or 6 cards.
Easy, free. But like they gave it to us, and they short printed it, and that single-handedly drove people to buy that set.
Yeah.
There was no other reason to buy that set other than 6 cents. And I think it could very well be a very similar thing with needle fiber.
Are you sure they weren't going for that Harpies formation?
Yes, that's what they wanted. They wanted everyone to be playing Harpies.
Close enough.
Basically.
Okay. But, with all that being said,
yes,
What are some things that could actually make the game cheaper?
Okay.
You know, let's give us some hope here. Right now, it seems really, really bleak.
Well, I mean, it's hard, right? I would love to see more reprint sets and more like proactive reprint sets from Konami.
Like 2019.
Yes.
2019's reprints were just so spot on. I loved it all the way through. I love opening the packs, and near the end of the year, I even opened up like another box of Battle of Legends and hope for the best. And that felt pretty good too.
Well, I mean, I think we're off. I think Dual Overload's gonna kick things off right. I mean, we have
like, aside from like just like the needle fiber, they could still put a lot of other good stuff in there.
Yeah. So there are 3 archetypes that I believe are confirmed to be getting support in Dual Overload. So they're reprinting Madolche cards.
Yes.
Whoa. Yeah, they're
really?
reprinting Madolche cards. They're reprinting Witchcrafter cards.
Okay.
And then they're reprinting dinosaurs.
Which dinosaurs?
They just said dinosaur support. So
Come on, maybe you'll give us a double pill.
Double evolution pill. I mean, like Overraptor and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno.
They
like
should
those structure deck
reprint
cards.
those.
They do need that reprint.
They are getting pretty.
We do have the rewave of the structure decks, right? But it's a little bit different because we're going to be seeing those cards reprinted in like Dual Overload.
Okay.
That was kind of like, I think the idea or like the reasoning behind it is that all 3 of those different archetypes are getting support in Eternity Code. So they're being proactive. They're saying, you know, Eternity Code's going to drop. There's going to be support for these archetypes. So we want to reprint these cards so that people aren't scrambling later on down the road.
Okay.
And I think that's a really great approach to take. And I think that I hope that they're going to do something similar with Invoked. Because there is that new Invoked Fusion monster coming in Eternity Code. So I think that there's a very good chance that we're going to see Invocation, Alistair the Invoker of Madness, and then probably all of the fusions as well reprinted in Dual Overload.
That'd be nice. Especially Invocation.
Nice. Yeah.
Since it's so pricey right now for Yugioh players. I mean, that's only like, what, 1 month away?
Yeah, I believe it's, about a month away. And then we do have the Battles of Legend set most likely coming out in July or August of this year.
Oh, can't wait for that. Those Battles of Legends have been some of the most amazing,
100%,
most well-aged sets.
Yes.
No matter which set you're looking at, there's something in there of value that will age nicely over time.
I mean, even looking at the first one, like we still have like Artifact Sanctum. We had Into the Void, which was like a really great ultra rare. Like there's always just so much value in those sets. I think they'd be really cool.
Yeah, it'd be a really nice addition. Like even of the more recent ones, I think, like what you got, Boral Sword, that was a nice one. You got BLS, Almirage, like those
Lambda.
all age very, very nicely.
Yes.
And Ferris, Increase, those aren't cheap either. Those are part of the hero deck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually thinking about it now, I mean, okay, so Boral Sword came out in Cybernetic Horizon.
Yeah.
We saw all of those Cybernetic Horizon cards reprinted in the Megatons last year. That's when they were like due for their reprint. But with Boral Sword was kind of an exception. I think what happened is they saw, you know, everyone's playing Boral Sword Dragon. It's a staple in everyone's extra deck. So Konami actually gave us that card early. They gave that to us in the Battles of Legend as well as in the Megatons.
And it really tanked the price down.
Yeah,
it was $100-something. Again, one of those, everybody must play $100 cards.
Boral Sword was basically Appaloosa.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's the going second version of Appaloosa.
Do you think we're going to get Appaloosa reprinted early?
So that's the thing. Like, I want to say that I think we're getting Appaloosa. But, I mean, they've already announced that they're reprinting Phantasme. I don't know what other...
But the thing, that's too late. You announced the new Master Rule.
Phantasme is a bit late. So I don't know. I really hope that they announce Appaloosa to be, like, in Battles of Legend, and that's going to kind of, like, calm the price down a little bit. Because there's a 90% chance that we're seeing Appaloosa reprinted in the Megatons this year.
Yeah.
Right? It's just so in demand, there's no reason not to include it.
Sure print.
But it would be really nice, I think, to see it reprinted in Battles of Legend. Cool the price down. It's not gonna be like a $20 card or anything, but I'm still expecting it to be a pretty solid, you know, $50, $60, $70 card.
We're looking at
which
like
is still
impermanence, evenly matched kind of level.
Yeah, but it's still cutting that price in half. It feels really weird to say, but like
that's kind of pricey.
Appaloosa being $50 to $60 is cutting the price back in half. And I think that's a really great thing because Appaloosa is just something that so many Yu-Gi-Oh players need.
That was Appaloosa's polling price.
Yeah.
The initial price it came out at.
Yeah, which is crazy, but it's crazy to think about. But you know,
it's gonna settle down right back to its sneak price.
Yeah, exactly.
And well, with all like the short printing also going away, maybe we won't see stuff like Cross Sheep, Sunlight Wolf. None of those $10 rares.
$10.
But now we're gonna
now they're gonna be $10 supers.
Yeah, or $20.
$20 supers, right? Supers are gonna have value again.
Well, most of mine are just in bulk piles in the back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we haven't seen goods. I remember when Shadol's first came out in Duelist Alliance, super rare Shadol fusions were like $20 for a while.
But then that was it guaranteed that you would get a foil per pack at the time?
No, that was no foil per pack.
That was no foil per pack.
But ever since then,
it's like Hornet, like Insector Hornet. That was a very pricey card when it came out, and that was like, oh man, everyone needed that card. It was like a $25, and it was a 3-up, so you know it was a bit pricey. But then for the one card that did come out that maintained value for a very long time, Twin Twisters.
Absolutely. Twin Twisters definitely.
$5 when it came out.
It was like
it's a super
$8 to $10 card.
And then it went higher.
And I mean I think the thing about like these super rares losing value before, if we look at cards like Crackdown or Mystic Mine, that should, like, if Crackdown was a secret rare, can you imagine how expensive that would have been?
Yeah.
Crackdown would have been like easily a $40 secret rare.
And Mystic Mine?
Without a doubt. Mystic Mine we would have seen fluctuate depending on how much play it actually saw. But we've seen super rare Mystic Mine bought out to like being a $10 card. It wouldn't surprise me. Someone starts playing Mystic Mine a lot, we see it jump to like $60 to $70.
If it was secret.
If it was a secret, right? But like the fact that for the majority of these cards' lives, Crackdown has been at most a $5 card, right? Crackdown or Mystic Mine, when it was bought out, it was 10. Realistically, it was like a $3 to $4 card, right? And I think that speaks a lot about super rares not having value.
What about there's another card. There's another Floodgate. There can be only one.
Okay, that one was a good one too. One was like a $10 card, but
yeah. And then it got reprinted.
Yeah, and then it got reprinted
mass.
And it was fine. But like, I don't know. I think that hopefully we see some of those super rares like retain some value, and it like help like by increasing the price of those super rares, the whole value displacement idea, we can curb the price of the ultra rares and the secret rares a little bit, and overall I think it makes the game a little bit more affordable.
Okay.
Like sure, some of those players who like need just the super rares, they have to pay a little bit more. But like if you want to play like those top tier decks and you want to get those really, really good chase cards, it's gonna bring it kind of down and average it out. So
okay, that's also here's hoping, hit that thumbs up if you want that to happen, guys. Another thing that could really happen is Dual Devastator 2. Okay, who wouldn't want Dual Devastator 2? Let's be real here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's supposed to devastate the format and it's supposed to devastate the market.
Dual Devastator, that's some insane value.
And
that like
you get the moment you buy that set, you get all the value back and then some.
Yes, easily. I mean, even Called by the Grave Ultra Rare from Dual Devastator is like a $5 card right now.
So you get one of those, but you also get a Super Poly in there.
You get the Super
Poly.
You
get full
set of hand traps, Ash Blossom, Effect Failure,
Mind Control. You get everything.
You get everything, yeah. No, Dual Devastator for what it is a ridiculous set. And it was only, what, like $30, $40?
Yeah.
They could have easily made it like $50 to $60 a piece.
You know what's
and
funny?
it still would have sold.
You know what's funny? That's when I had my conversation at Worlds with Konami, that's exactly what they said. This is easily a $50 product, but no, we're giving it to them.
Yeah. So hopefully we see something kind of similar. Like, I'm not expecting a Dual Devastator where we get Appaloosa, Lightning Storm, IP. That would just like okay, calm down. Right? But like, I mean, to see some of these like other cards get reprinted, be made more affordable, I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. More reprints, more easy access for everyone, and better retained value for most of your cards. So you can trade up to stuff, trade down to things.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good thing that Konami did in 2019, and I really hope that we see it moving forward into 2020.
Okay, I absolutely agree. So what do you guys think about our conversation? Is Yu-Gi-Oh getting too expensive right now? Sure, the decks are getting kind of pricey.
A little bit.
And but it feels like there is hope for us in the future, and we can hope for the best.
Yes.
So make sure you hit that like button, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, ding notification bell. or else you will be paying extra for all your cards. We'll make sure of it.
If you don't hit the thumbs up button, we're gonna contact all of your local game stores and your vendors and jack all the prices up by 20%.
They're gonna say buy out, oh, buy out.
Buy out all the lightning storms from this area.
And don't forget to hold on to MST.TV. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, leave a comment down there if you guys got something to add.
Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, totally jumping all over the place with this outro.
That's fine.